Mr. President, were you attacked North Korea?
With the words into radioactive ashes
widespread
as the
devastation
headline,
now
this
30
news
kilometers off
stick it
the
next to an
Pacific
image
coast.
of a mushroom cloud and nuclear explosion.
3 people are confirmed dead. Plasma rising and is expected to rise. Now, there are also reports that the first wave has
Tensions
reached
on the North Korean peninsula are ratcheting up.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Revere Report. I'm Colin Sedgwick,
And I'm Jack with 2K's Manfield.
and we're coming at you with episode 3. We did it, Jack.
We did it. We got here.
We got here again, yet again, and we're coming to give you guys another dose, your weekly dose of the truth. We're here in the middle of the Second American Revolution.
1776, the sequel.
Yep. Part two.
Yeah, the second one.
Yep.
Definitely. The independencing.
I like it.
Fantastic. It's Judgment Day, folks.
Oh, and we are getting closer and closer to the end.
So close.
We have a lot of stories for you guys today. First, I'm going to ask you, Jack, how was your week?
My week was pretty fantastic, honestly. I didn't leave the bunker, as I like to do most weeks, but this week was particularly good on that front. I spent a lot of time gardening, working on a few projects, working on the wall a little bit, and working on... Well, I don't really want to talk about it too much, but I got a big project in the works down here in the bunker. Once we get the YouTube channel up, I've been filming a progress sort of documentary about it, just every little piece that I finish bit by bit. When we get the YouTube up, I'll go ahead and upload that. I'll leave what it is a surprise, but...
I'm really excited for it because he's got the door locked. He won't even let me see it. It's a surprise for me, too.
I have
folks.
entire wings of the bunker Colin, I love you. I'd take a bullet for you. I trust you to the end of the earth. But more for your safety than anything else, I can't show you these portions of the bunker.
But this is also like a birthday present to me.
Exactly.
But
You'll find out.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it'll be great.
I only want to see finished product.
That's you deserve nothing less.
Oh, well, thank you.
But how was your week, Colin?
I wish I could say it was as good. I
really
do. But,
Damn.
But you know what, Jack? It's been a rough one. The drones are back.
The drones?
The drones are back, and so you know what that means.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the drones are back.
Good Lord.
So, yeah. So everybody can know is Jack pretty much spends most of his time in his bunker. Nobody knows where he is. I got to be commuting back and forth, and the government. I'm assuming it's the government. It's some chain of the government.
Deep state. It could be Amazon.
It's one of these
don't really know.
Deep syndicates, but they. This happened a few years ago too, and they put these unmanned drones on me that follow me, try to follow me 24/7. And you know what Joyce said? If that happens again, she's out.
No.
Yeah. Well, so I put the body double in the first time I saw one coming.
Naturally.
And so she hasn't actually told me. She's only told the body double.
Oh.
But I've been in Ottawa.
That's an awkward text message to get.
I'm getting it from the body double. She has no idea.
But that's from the body double. That's
the wife's gonna leave. Well, the sad thing is she thinks I'm the body double because I actually came home the other week and right before the last week's podcast. No. So she thinks I'm the body double, and it's getting really ridiculous.
You know, that's why you don't tell your wife you have a body double. Honestly.
Yeah, I shouldn't have told her that. But that was, if I was 5 years ago, I was basically an amateur. I was only 10 years into the game, and
right. So she's not running away with the body double, is she?
No, she's actually divorcing the body double.
Wait, she's divorcing the body double. How does that work?
Oh, well, yeah, I never actually married her. He did.
Genius.
Yeah, I don't want these motherfuckers finding me.
Genius. Yeah. Colin, you have outdone yourself this time.
Well,
That is... Wait, so are the kids yours, or are they the body doubles?
Oh, the kids are the body doubles. You think I would just give my DNA out all fucking willy-nilly like that, Jack?
That's a very good point. I hadn't thought of that. Now I feel like, maybe I've gone in the wrong direction having my own children.
Yeah, you fucked up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, time to hit the reset button again.
Yeah, well, we can figure out what to do with that later.
Anyways.
So,
well, you know what? I'm really sorry that.
Well, needless to say, I'm still in love with Joyce. She's been just
Yeah. How are you coping with that?
It's been hard. I've been well, she kicked me out. Well, she
kicked the body double out.
Well, she thinks I'm the body double, so
Right,
she kicked
right.
me out.
Right.
And then the body double texted me the other day and said, "You know what? It's over." She said, "If I have to deal with this body double shit again, because these goddamn Trones are going to come over here and possibly kill our children, then I'm out." So she's packing up her stuff, and she's just she's gonna go. She's gonna go. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess I get the house, but then again, I don't want that big empty house.
Yeah,
I'm sure the
that's
body double
sad,
doesn't want the
Colin.
big empty house, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with him now. And
What are you gonna do with your home time? That's just.
I know. Usually, I'm in the basement while my body double, and Joyce are upstairs making sweet, sweet love. So,
Well, Colin, as long as you don't get back into gambling, that's what I'm really concerned about.
yeah,
I know, not to air out dirty laundry on air,
Bringing the
but
demons
this is
out
a
of here.
serious. I think you need accountability here in order to
correct.
keep you from sliding back down that path. Because, buddy, I love you, and I just I don't want to see that happen to you again.
I appreciate it, Jack. That's why this time, instead of going to Reno like I normally do, because only chumps go to Vegas and the drones are there. So I went to Ottawa this time, and I laid low. Very, very small village in Ottawa, and got myself a little cabin where the feds couldn't get me. But at least I get to keep the dog. Brought the dog with me. She's scratching at shit for some reason. Okay. Go ahead and make yourself comfortable. This is taking a little bit longer than
Digging a hole to China there.
Yeah.
That's
we
good
taught her
pup.
well. Taught her well.
Good pup.
Oh, maybe Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. Oh boy, those.
We did train her to kill Sri Lankans.
Yep, absolutely. That's bunker training 101.
101.
Is how to spot a Sri Lankan and how to kill them.
Take them out before they take out your government.
Absolutely. Goddamn Sri Lanka. I tell you what. I'll tell you what.
Getting fired back up all over again.
Oh boy. Well, now that we're all fired up, what are we gonna start with today, Colin?
Well, first, I want to start out as we should always do, and that's thank the people.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, folks.
Oh, so much love on Twitter, so much love on Instagram, so much love on Facebook.
This has been just such a rewarding process for us.
Oh, and the emails coming in oh God, so much, and I'm compiling. We're getting nearly the hundreds at this point, so I'm still going through them. It's been a hard week for me. But we're gonna get a mailbag episode midweek, one of these coming up here.
Absolutely. I am excited.
Excuse me. So yeah, we just want to thank all of you folks. You've been incredibly great. Thank all the fans coming out on Twitter and everywhere. Just thank you again.
Even thank you to the trolls on Twitter.
Yeah, there's a
there's a couple trolls, and honestly, sometimes I just like giving them shit back.
Oh,
and sometimes they say don't feed the trolls, but if I'm feeding them strychnine, Colin, I'll feed them all day.
Baby.
I'll feed them all day.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh boy.
So that brings a good note is
The Twitter polls.
Twitter
Yes.
polls of the week.
The weekly Twitter polls.
We got 3 of them this week.
Yep, we had 3. I'm trying to do 3 every week. Ideally,
Start Wednesday.
Tuesday.
I think we start Wednesday.
Yeah,
next week, yeah.
Wednesday. We're going to be starting one on Wednesday, one on Thursday, and one on Friday. And that way they should be wrapped up by the time we go to record each episode. So yeah, and then just keep checking for the polls, keep voting in them, and hopefully we'll get some super interesting results. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the first poll here.
Real excited.
The first poll was, what level of involvement do you think Russia had with the 2016 elections? And obviously they didn't, but this was just kind of a fun fun poll here, and to kind of gauge,
Kind of
you
gauge
know,
our
see,
listenership.
Yeah, see who's seeing what we're posting and all that. So, we actually this is our first ever poll where 100% of the respondents went with an answer. I'm so impressed with all of you folks. And there were some good other options, but the one option is the superior, obviously,
The one and only. Yes.
the extremely obvious truth.
We're all on the same page here, folks, and that's what's important.
Yeah.
So let's hear 'em.
So coming in at 0%, the answer was just the tip. They had just the tip in the election. I promise it's just going to be the tip. It's
And yeah.
it wouldn't have been had
if we would have given an inch, they would have taken a mile.
Absolutely. Not that the Russians have a mile to give, but that's aside from the point.
Putin's got a little dick.
Well, there's a reason that he's always riding around on a horse with his shirt off.
And he's
compensating.
stacked.
Absolutely, he's stacked. But
He'll beat
you know
the
what?
shit
You know
out
how
of
the
you
Russians do the Olympics, all the doping and stuff. We'll talk about
we'll
that
get
later.
that later,
but
folks.
he's compensating. That's obvious.
He'll beat the shit out of you because he doesn't want you to see his penis.
Exactly. He's insecure.
Hashtag Putin's penis.
So, anyways, our second result, also coming in with 0% of the vote, was party hats and balloons. They could have.
They knew the truth. They knew he had nothing to do with it. They knew
Absolutely.
it was all silly as shit.
So
why party?
Yeah. Or why not party?
Or why not?
I mean,
Well, it was an American
really.
success.
Well, yeah. So
And
okay, they're
we
not
partied.
a huge fan of that.
We partied with America.
Absolutely, make America party again.
Yes.
Damn straight.
MAGPA.
1776 MAGPA. Russia, in fact, did not invest in any party hats or balloons because Russia is a sad, desolate place full of sad, insecure people.
Yeah, and party hats aren't going to warm your ears in that cold shithole.
Absolutely not. You have to chug vodka and eat sticks of butter to stay warm there. They can't afford party hats.
No.
What do they
Well,
have?
that's
What do
the
they have to
about.
export? Yeah. Or they can't support a GDP. Their language sounds stupid. Everyone has dash cameras in their cars because insurance fraud is so prevalent that you can't even trust your local your fellow countrymen not to insurance fraud you. And
you can't trust your local Geico agent to save you 15% on car insurance or more.
It's more like 12% in Russia. That's a Russian Geico deal right there.
Yep.
That is absolute. That is what Russia is all about, folks. 12%, just the tip.
Just the goddamn tip.
My God.
Anyways,
all right. So
the third
also tied
loser?
for last, 0%, was KGB mind control agents.
Of course we don't want any of that shit.
No, absolutely not. That would be like a Russian MK Ultra, and considering what sad, pathetic 12% people the Russians are, they're not capable of MK Ultra level experiments.
Oh, and we saw what happened in the Cold War when they tried to brainwash us.
Oh, absolutely.
The propaganda was terrible.
Oh boy.
It was transparent as fuck, Jack.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw it.
You could watch it all day, and obviously, you'd still understand that communism is literally the worst thing ever. It has a higher death toll than the Holocaust.
It does. I mean, that was a proven fact.
Proven fact.
They proved that in 1997 with the Augustine reports.
Absolutely. In between Stalin and Mao, that's like 17 Holocausts over. The Holocaust is probably about 12% of those death totals.
It's probably about that. Leave it to Russia.
So,
number one.
The number one poll answer was, with 100% of the vote, Russia's had control since the 80s.
Obvious answer.
Obviously, after Gorbachev, we absolutely did give up.
Yep.
We we let them tear down that wall.
Oh yeah, that was despicable.
Well, and then we let them Afghanistan us in Syria. We've been letting them do that for the last however many years.
I think they've Afghanistaned us at least 3 times now.
Oh.
Just since 2004.
I mean, if you want to go all the way
We
back
can
to
go all
World
the
War
way
II,
back.
there's Vietnam, there's the Cold War, obviously the Cold War. There's the Korean War.
Correct.
There's Somalia. There's Sudan. There's Yemen.
How many times are we going to let them Afghanistan us?
God. If we'd only wiped Afghanistan off the map in the first place and they couldn't Afghanistan us anymore.
Obvious answer.
Obviously.
Hindsight's 20/20, Jack.
But then we'd lose all those poppy fields and we wouldn't control the world's heroin market. So,
Fact.
that's just...
Fact.
That's not going to happen.
Yep, we need that. And there's some pretty good Afghani weed out there, too.
Yeah. You know what? We could do an entire episode about Afghani drugs and also the rugs. They have beautiful rugs there. The tapestry is gorgeous.
And don't forget about Afghan blankets.
Oh, absolutely. Warmest blankets. Folks, I don't know if you've ever used an Afghan. To warm yourself, it's a holy experience.
It is. The stitches and the knits seem like the holes are really big and like it would let a lot of wind in, and it does.
It does,
I mean,
but it's
more about the experience than the warmth.
Yeah, it's the blanket equivalent of dovetail in carpentry. It's just a shot. It's a sign of true mastery of the art. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the next poll here.
Poll number 2.
Absolutely. So the next poll was, how should President Trump respond for requests for him to resign?
Oh, I'd love to hear the answer to this.
And so once
How
again,
many was that 632 votes on this.
Wow.
Oh, you
Yeah.
guys. I'm loving this.
Yeah, great love on this one. So we actually did have 3 results tie for last place again, but
Again.
it was not as there was not a 100%
17.
winner. So yeah, a lot of 17% and then a 50% here. So we'll just go through the 17%. The first one was nuke the DPRK. That would be a great way to establish dominance real quickly. Hey, you should resign. Hey, actually, I'm going to nuke
How about
the
I
communist
nuke the
terrorists
fuck out
of
of
the
them?
Democratic People's Republic of Korea. We burned them to the ground during the Korean War just to let them rebuild back up, and then squash right into the ground. And you know what? Blammo, you're finished, punks. That's the end of it. No more North Korea. Maybe South Korea if we feel generous.
Yeah.
But the concept of a whole Korea will be such an antiquated term because 50% of the landmass will be irreparably irradiated forever.
And I mean, honestly, do we really want a South Korea to exist without a North Korea?
And
They're only
if
good by association.
to be fair, if North Korea doesn't exist, South Korea is just Korea.
Exactly. And it's, yeah.
So we are reunifying the Koreas by wiping North Korea off the face of the earth.
But I'd rather take out both.
I mean, to be fair.
I mean, they're only good by association. There's not really anything going there.
Absolutely. And American
Except for the
American
2012
online
Olympics.
gaming teams would do a lot better if South Korea did not exist. The StarCraft professional.
I think they are hosting the 2020 Olympics, so maybe we should wait till after that.
All right, 2021. We're coming for you, Korea. Both sides.
Coming, punks.
We're coming. Okay, anyways. So the next poll result, also in at 17%, was grab them by the pussy. I mean,
Obvious answer.
that's what our president does. That's how,
what he does well.
he does it very well. He's very proud of it. He takes names,
yep.
he grabs pussies, and you know what?
Questions later.
Absolutely. Sometimes
Via
he doesn't
Twitter.
even ask questions later. Sometimes he just talks to Billy Baldwin about it. And, that's just
He needs no excuse. He needs no explanation.
absolutely not. George Washington would have done it. Abe Lincoln would have done it.
Obviously.
Paul Revere would have done it.
Obviously.
You know, it's just the only way to really address these issues, these
Completely agree. I mean, come on, folks. Any founding father would have done it. This is a different conversation.
It is entirely. Next one. So the next result, also at 17%, was waterboard Alec Baldwin. I mean, Alec Baldwin has showed him disrespect every time he has portrayed him.
Countless times.
The fact that Alec Baldwin is still employed
Or
is
alive.
offensive. It is absolutely. Alec Baldwin should be tortured. He should be waterboarded. Alec Baldwin should be in Guantanamo Bay.
Yes.
And Donald
Yes.
Trump, our president, our supreme leader, should be the one to do it.
Completely agreed, Jack.
You know what? I'm sick of these Hollywood liberals, and they think that just because of free speech, they can disrespect our president. They think that they can, basically be conceptually treasonous to the United States. I don't see how anything other than, flawless and unwavering support for the Donald, how is anything other than that acceptable for an American citizen? We live in really trying times. We have, all sorts of forces at work that are trying to destroy our way of life. They hate our freedom. Communists hate our freedom. ISIS hates our freedom. Sri Lanka hates our freedom. Scandinavia hates our freedom. Alec Baldwin hates our freedom. It's really just fucking terrifying that people can get away with, talking like they do, saying whatever they want. They don't think about the consequences that might befall the American public because of that, or maybe they do, which is an even way worse scenario. You don't just scream fire in a crowded theater. Well, you don't say I don't like Donald Trump in America either. That's just unacceptable.
If it were up to us, you'd have another thing coming, punk.
Absolutely. Guantanamo for Alec. Hashtag Guantanamo for Alec.
Love it.
Absolutely. Let's get that trending tonight.
Tonight, folks.
Tonight. Let's do it. We are 1776. We're going to blow this whole Hollywood bullshit straight open. We've all seen the Harvey Weinstein and, fucking
Kevin Spacey,
Charlie Sheen.
All these disgusting human
Edward
beings.
James Olmos,
I think Alec Baldwin was touching head too, wasn't he?
I've definitely over the years I've heard allegations of Alec Baldwin. I don't even want to say it's terrible. It's quite terrible. He's a despicable human being.
That's not what this show is about.
It's not. Hashtag Guantanamo for Alec.
Next poll.
Yeah,
Jack.
next poll result.
Next poll result. You're right.
Sorry,
We
the
still have
winner
the
of this
winner.
poll. Let's get we still have one more poll, so let's breeze through this. The winner at 50% of how President Trump should respond to requests for him to resign was gift baskets. And I like that answer.
I do too. Shove it in their fucking face.
Exactly.
Jack.
Take the higher road.
Yep.
I
I think there should probably be pictures of his dick on those baskets.
Absolutely.
Just be like,
just
gotcha.
to prove he's better than Putin,
Oh, yeah. Because Putin wouldn't show his dick.
Absolutely not.
That thing is microscopic.
Absolutely not. 12% of President Trump's penis is what... Yes.
Good people. You guys are fighting the good fight. And thank you again.
Hashtag 12%.
Hashtag 12%.
So, our last poll. Let's see if I can find it here. Okay. It is, in this age of misinformation through fake news, what should President Trump do about ABC and their damaging reporting? I don't know if you folks remember about how ABC, I don't even want to say what they said,
Good God.
because it's outright treasonous, really.
Oh, it is means of waterboarding.
Yeah, absolutely. It is fake news. If there was an Oxford dictionary definition of fake news, it
it's
would
gonna
be
be there
this
soon.
ABC story. Absolutely. So, what should President Trump do about it? 0%. Nobody voted for this. The answer was deport them to the DPRK. Obviously, we shouldn't
We shouldn't give them any more civilians to heinously murder.
Absolutely. There was the kid who had been kidnapped and then returned back to the United States.
I think it's about 37 people that have been actually...
And they all came back with those terrible parasites in them.
They've all come back to a horrible death.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, a lot of them Canadians, not even Americans. So the Canadians are taking the brunt of this.
And, Canada, typically, like Canada, they should be our good neighbor up north.
Yeah.
They just...
civilians on fucking...
they just let them do it. We actually got harassed by a Canadian man on Twitter.
Today.
Yeah, today.
Like, right before we started recording this, he sent us a horrible message. We won't get into his social status. What was his name? Because I would like people to look him up, and if they need to look him up, his
name was Derek McCowan. Derek McCowan. Good job, Derek.
Yeah,
you're a real Canadian.
Yeah.
Good job. You're talking shit about your southern neighbors. You should be coming to our war cries and showing support by wearing American flag underwear and shooting guns in the parking lots of professional wrestling event tailgate parties. That's what you should be doing, Derek.
So get your goddamn shit together and stop talking shit to us on Twitter, you little bitch.
Yeah. I'd like to see, Colin and I, we don't really boast about it too much, but Colin and I are pretty ripped, and I bet Derek would not say those things to our faces.
No, he would not fuck
He
with
is a
us.
chicken shit Canadian.
No, yep.
He's just like the French. There's a reason Quebec exists. They're all Frenchmen when it comes down to it.
Typical
Canadians. Anyways.
Hashtag typical.
You know what? No more hashtags. All right, Colin. We got it. We got this down.
I've been too much in the Twitter sphere in the last, 48 hours.
Yeah,
or so.
no, that's absolutely
it's
fair.
sucking me in. It's sucking me in, Jack.
It's a deep rabbit hole. It's a
a
deep gaping rabbit hole.
I already called Quinn. I've got rehab ready, lined up to get out of the propaganda of Twitter,
the Twittosphere.
Yeah, I'm getting out of it. I'm first session tomorrow.
I do like that birds' rights activist Twitter. I log in every day to see what they're doing there. Those are some good tweets. Anyways. That's totally aside from the point. We got sidetracked here.
Shout out Birdman.
The Twitter account, not the rapper.
Correct.
The next poll result here, also coming in at 0%, is leave them alone. And obviously that came in at 0% because our President Trump is not a fucking wiener.
No.
He's not going to leave them alone. And, the very notion of that, I'm offended that I put that on the poll. But fortunately, nobody fell for the bait. Nobody...
Fighting the good fight, folks.
Absolutely. Good for you folks for not being typical American liberal sissies. And, you are good, strong-hearted Americans. You have American flag napkins with your mac and cheese salad every 4th of July.
This is why we do this. We do this for you. We do this for you.
You know what, Colin?
Sorry,
It's okay. You're going through a lot of stuff right now, and sometimes those emotions don't come out in the most sensical necessarily of manners, but that's fine.
It's just so beautiful.
Just let yourself feel it, Colin.
Oh, I do.
Please don't gamble.
I love you.
I love you too. All right, so coming in at 33%, the next poll result was execute the perpetrators. Obviously, natural. Line them up in front of a brick wall, blindfold them, have a whole row of National Guardsmen to pull the trigger.
Every one of them gets a bullet, though. We're not pulling that pussy Russia shit where just one gets a bullet.
Oh, absolutely. No, every single one of
response.
them gets the bullet.
Yeah.
They'll probably be 50 caliber irradiated rounds. It's technically not a war zone, so it's not violating the Geneva Conventions.
Geneva Conventions.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck Switzerland too. Let's just say that. If you're gonna pride yourself in being neutral, why don't you pride yourself in
having some testicles?
Yeah, some giant overgrown, veiny, hairy testicles. That is what America is. And that is what
all
Switzerland
America
is not.
Yep.
Absolutely not. Also, fuck you, Sri Lanka. No testicles.
Yes. All you got is jumping on the coattails of my testicles, Sri Lanka.
Absolutely.
Well, our testicles.
Well, yeah, absolutely. So, the winning poll result for this poll was force them into labor building the wall, coming in at 67%.
And once again, folks,
You're
round of applause.
seriously, you are solving multiple problems. What do they say? The age old colloquialism: two birds with one stone.
Done
know,
and done.
Beautiful. Then we don't have to pay for labor on the wall.
We need the wall.
It's capital punishment. It's not. This is not a. This is
Oh,
not
we're gonna
a
work
vacation.
them to death. Well, and we're also
Absolutely.
gonna work them to death.
Absolutely. I like to think that if Dan Rather was still employed, after his fake news about George W. Bush back in the glory days of good old Bush Jr., had things been done correctly, he would have been building this wall the entire time. But you know what? George W. Bush, rest his soul, not quite as
HW.
strong of a leader as Supreme Leader Trump, and so
Correct.
therefore he was not prepared to take that extra step that it takes to really, persuade the media off of this treasonous agenda that it carries every day into your homes, through your televisions, through your computers, through your smartphones, in your car radio, in your education systems, teaching your children who then come home and spew liberal propaganda. It makes me sick that these people like Dan Rather, let's just...
But one more note on that is also forced labor into that will there's so many of these scum that are going to do it that we will have more dead bodies built into this wall than the Great Wall of China.
Absolutely. You know what?
Probably the Hoover Dam as well.
Oh, absolutely. Nothing wards off potential drug dealers and rapists. And, the whole...
God, it just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Absolutely. If the wall was lined with skulls, that would be a warning sign. Do not tread on us. Do not tread on us.
Where the Chinese fucked up. They just buried them into the wall. We're going to bury them on the outside of the wall.
Yes.
Into the wall. On the wall.
All over the place.
All over the wall.
If you have skull on a pike... then a picture of Clint Eastwood, and then a skull on another pike, and then, picture of who knows what. Nobody's going to cross that goddamn wall.
Oh, no.
I'll tell you what, Colin.
The Mongolians had it right. I mean, Jesus.
Hashtag Make America Mongolia.
Yes. Hashtag Make America Mongolia again.
Again. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
MAGA. All right.
All right. So those were our Twitter polls. We'll post some more this week,
Yes.
Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Yes,
Go ahead
sir.
and check the Twitter feed. Go ahead and vote on them. If you have anything to say about the polls, elaborate on any of your answers, go ahead. And, if there's any real insightful stuff that, angles we didn't really consider, we'll address those. And we'll give you a shout out to thank you for participating. And yeah, so...
right. So we're going to get right back into the rest of the stories this week. And we're going to start this week, as we do every week, with the update on the takeover. That's right, folks. We're getting onto your weekly Amazon update and what they're doing to take over your lives.
Absolutely, Colin. Amazon starts with an A, so, it's best to start off alphabetically.
With the alpha.
Yes.
And with the omega, and starting off with Amazon.
But never the betas.
Oh, no.
Now, Jeff Bezos.
Oh, yeah.
That man. I think I mentioned...
spoon in his mouth. We have to talk about this all the time because he does not... All he does is make money, and started from money, making money. I mean,
Yeah, his whole company, the only reason he's making money is because he can essentially lie and say that they're just breaking even all the time, so they have to pay nothing on taxes. You know, and so the man is extending his tendrils into every facet that he possibly can. They've bought up Whole Foods. Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post.
Yep.
You know, it's just, you know, and now they want into your home.
Oh.
And I'm not just talking about the computer, Colin. I'm talking about they want boots on the ground in your home.
Key to your fucking house, folks.
Do you want to let that, folks? Do you want to let these it's a dystopian, you know, novel premise, really. This Amazon is a corporation, and they want into your home so they can, quote unquote, safely deliver packages. You know, I'll tell you what.
That story, if you ask me.
You know, if an Amazon employee is gonna step, you know, on the off chance that someone gets within 200 feet of my bunker, I'll tell you what. I've got security wire. I've got trip lasers. I've got all sorts. I'm not even gonna tell you all the obstacles I have.
The mailbox is about 2 cities over, folks.
Yeah,
Just
you know what?
I think you're getting close.
Yeah. So, you know, on the off chance someone got into my home from Amazon, they'd be staring down a 12-gauge shotgun, Colin.
12-gauge shotgun named Freedom.
Absolutely. Give them a key to my home. Oh. These folks are insane. You know, they come in here, you know, a lot of the time Amazon employs, you know, low-wage, strung-out junkies to deliver your packages.
Yeah.
They steal half of your packages anyways. You know, then you give them a key to your home. Maybe you're at home sleeping. The wife and the kids are sleeping. The pup is sleeping, and they sneak into your home in the middle of the night, and blammo, you're finished, punk. You know, it's insane. It's absolutely insane, Colin. I'm sorry, this just gets me excited, and my God.
So they are actually asking for keys to our homes to safely deliver our packages right into our couch or wherever you want to leave them. And suddenly, to no surprise, we've gotten quite a few. We actually got some email responses on this topic. First, finding it all over the internet. I mean, this is
it's no secret, folks.
Oh, no,
if you do a little research, it's out there.
We are not breaking the news on this one. I mean, we were beaten to the punch on this one because we're only a weekly podcast, not a daily podcast. But we weren't beaten to the punch. But we got personal emails which is just disgusting. They are stealing, kidnapping dogs and cats.
And even ferrets.
What are they doing with them, folks? We're still learning.
We are still learning. We do have a couple leads. I tend not to report on anything unless I have real conclusive evidence.
Right.
But a number of the responses that we've gotten, I noticed, have been out of Seattle, Washington, where Amazon is based.
And I've been in the field most of the week going back and forth from Ottawa.
That's all right, Colin.
Going back and forth. I've been in the field all week working on this story, and I still haven't broken ground on this yet, Jack. I'm sorry, but
well, so based off of the location of a lot of these reports, and based off of the trends that we're seeing on the wall here, I don't know if you folks remember last week we broke some information about satanic rituals occurring at Black Friday sales.
Satanist shopping, as we're going to call it from here on out.
Absolutely. And it was not just one location. It was varying locations. There was an incident reported in Seattle.
Correct.
We had Pittsburgh, Miami, Detroit, a few locations around the United States.
And that was just public. After breaking that story last week, I got at least a dozen emails, and I think we got, 7 or 8 dozen tweets?
Something like that, yeah. Absolutely.
I know. I personally saw about 3 dozen of those tweets getting deleted.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes. It's not by the owners either. Those accounts completely banned. I mean, this is typical.
This is some high level
typical shit that goes on. Folks.
Absolutely. So, being that a lot of those were in Seattle, which is where a lot of these kidnappings have occurred as well. You know, there was the question of what are at these satanic rituals, what are these people sacrificing? There was blood that the pentacles or pentagrams or what have you. You know, I don't know what exactly it is, but they were drawn on the ground in, people said blood, but they didn't know what from.
We assumed pigeons because, you know, who has the heart to kill anything
Absolutely.
else?
You know what? We're not
maybe
China. We don't butcher cats and dogs, you know, our family members to eat.
Turns out,
you know what? I feel like that there is strong evidence of a correlation there. And I don't, you know me, I don't report on things if I don't have concrete fact. And I will say I don't have concrete fact on this, but, you know, if it weren't for the big wall there, I wouldn't speak on this, but it lines up too perfectly, Colin.
it's lining up to still some sources here. Looking at this board, and I'm just saying that we can't quite name everything, because we still need a little bit more evidence.
We absolutely do. We need what we really need
Before we really drop the bomb. I think we got it. I think we're right on this one over here, and we just need. I'm going to spend the rest of this week out in the field, and we're going to hammer this one down. But I think we're there.
Yes, we are. We are very close. I have a number of contacts up in the Pacific Northwest, and I'm going to reach out to them over the week.
Too.
Absolutely. You know, super gorgeous. But, you know, so it's a shame that these depraved acts are going on there. And, you know, for such a, obviously everyone wants deals. You know, this is nothing that,
everybody wants deals.
Absolutely, you know? And so it's a
But
shame.
horrible to sacrifice loving members of the family. I mean, we still don't have all the details here, folks, but it's still
Expect updates on this, because this is, I would do just about anything for my pets. I have a whole wing of pets in the bunker here.
Well, I mean, you have basically a vet back there. Well,
You know what?
shit.
So you know, I just don't want to. I don't want to jump to any conclusions on this, but it wrenches at my heartstrings. I'll tell you that, Colin.
It's rough.
It's fucking vile, and I don't know what else there is that I can say about that.
And we also don't want to give too much up before exposing, because they will change their methods.
So definitely listen in next week.
Next week
we will definitely have some more results.
Oh, we will. We definitely will. So coming up now, we're gonna touch back into maybe even a new weekly segment. We might make it more of a bi-weekly segment, but it's Facebook Thought Police.
That is a terrifying subject, but could not be more pertinent than right now.
Oh yeah. So Facebook, what they're doing is they're taking in data about you all the time, which, I mean,
Constantly.
everybody knows this. But what they plan on doing with that data and how they're getting that data is just...
It's unethical. It's immoral. It's a violation of our God-given constitutional rights.
It's deplorable. So what they're doing is they're one big thing that they've started doing is they've started logging your keystrokes, regardless of whether you post it or not.
That should be illegal.
That should
Colin.
be illegal.
That's, you know,
type out a rant. Maybe you're angry. Maybe you got something to say, and you type all this out, and then you're like, "Oh, you know what?
I'm so angry I could fuck a horse." And you know
And
what? Then
backspace.
Facebook, you know, obviously you're not going to post that.
because you're not gonna fuck a horse.
Obviously, probably,
But, I mean-
those are just, you know, people type things they don't mean and then they delete them, and like, you know, you do the same thing with text messages. You know, you might get drunk and say some stupid things that you don't mean, and you know,
Like,
that
I'm
shouldn't
gonna
be.
fucking kill you with my cock.
Yeah, that shouldn't go into a file.
No.
So later on, when the deep state is looking for cock killers, your name pops up.
Yeah.
I mean, that just doesn't. That's not That's not freedom. That's not American. That's
not hashtag the First Amendment.
absolutely not. That's a world. That's the world that Alec Baldwin and his ilk are pushing for. But
Oh wow.
yeah. And you see what's going on in Hollywood with all of them nowadays. And really, is that Facebook? You're in league with that too now.
Apparently.
That's absolutely insane. It's a violation of so many rights, so many moral laws.
It's disgusting.
And so, what do they intend on doing with this information? Obviously, they're linked in with the deep state to an extent, so there's that angle. But
They're tying
is there more?
Oh, they're tying this data in with a few other pieces, Jack. What they're doing is they're also tying this in with facial recognition software to see about what your face and what emotions you're expressing with your face as you're typing this.
So they're just watching you at all times.
They're watching you at all times.
Well, you know what? I am glad that I have a piece of tape over my camera, Colin. I'll tell you what.
Which leads me to my next point.
Wait.
Yes, they have created software that gives them the ability to x-ray through paper over 74 microns, which is exactly the amount of microns of a Post-it note.
Good God, no!
Yes.
Fucking fuckers!
That's fucking Facebook for you.
What about, so adhesives like tape?
Oh, right through it.
Oh my God.
You could have electrical tape, you're out.
So they could have been watching all of us this whole time.
Blurry, but you know what? They still got your dick. You
My
got
God.
Post-it notes, even the sticky side up. Guess what, punk?
The things I've seen.
Oh.
It's,
It's
unforgivable. We should 1776 Facebook.
Oh.
Take it back.
You know what I do?
It started from the people, for the people, and we need to bring it back.
So you know what I do?
What?
Colin, I use frog tape. A mixture of frog tape, masking tape, the blue masking tape, and duct tape. And I put that over a solid red brick.
Parvo, quit scratching.
Parvo, it's fine. And I put the whole brick over my laptop.
A whole brick on the laptop.
Brick. It does. It adds some weight. But I put the whole brick up there and I tape that bitch down.
My God, Colin. That is some serious anti-spying technology.
I know what their technology can do, and I will not allow it in my house. Not around my kids. Not around
Colin.
my body double.
Colin. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. You know what, Colin? Does anyone sell these bricks online that I can attach to my computer?
We will eventually be selling them, folks, at thereveereport.com.
That's fantastic. I have an entire wing of the bunker devoted to brick manufacturing for privacy's sake.
Perfect. Anyway. So, what they're going to do with this data here, Jack, is they're taking all of your written words, your facial expressions, and you know how you get it used to just be like, oh, you like a comment, and now you can choose an emotion to give to that comment.
Right. They're trying to gauge how you react to everything that anybody types.
They're trying to gauge your thoughts. They want to be the thought police.
They want, oh my God,
So, what they plan on doing with this is, before you go out, you say, oh, I hate this, that, and the other thing, and you want to fucking hang yourself. They want to save your life.
That is my God-given right to take my life.
Goddamn right. And then maybe you're going to go out and mass murder some people, and they want to try and stop you from that.
Which, of course we don't want mass murder, but at the cost of our civil liberties. Is that, if 24 people have to die in, a mass shooting in order to preserve my civil liberties, I'm sorry, people, but you're finished, punks. It's, what?
You're going to pre-arrest me for a crime I might do?
That is some dystopian bullshit. That reminds me, Colin, of there's a Futurama episode in which Fry deciding, Fry is the main character.
Oh, okay.
Fry deciding that he's fed up with his pathetic delivery boy job. He wants to do something meaningful, and so he goes and he joins the police force. And he's a phenomenal cop, but he finds out that they have a system that predicts when crimes are going to happen. And so one day when he's staying late at work, he sees a precognition of a crime, and it's his friend Bender, the robot, and he's going to steal a bottle of super rare liquor. So you know what he does, Colin?
What does he do?
He goes to his friend Bender and he says, Bender, you're gonna steal this liquor, and in the process, you're gonna get shot. You need to not do this. So you know what Bender does?
What's he do, 2K?
Bender takes notes on where and when the crime is gonna happen. And Bender shows up, and he steals that bottle of liquor. And you know what happens? Bender gets shot.
Oh, of course he does, 2K.
So, folks, you see... If
Art
we
imitates
allow,
life.
absolutely, if we allow these types of precognitive crime-solving techniques to happen, who's to say it's precognitive? The causality of these issues is absolutely up for debate. And, it's basic time travel theorem. And, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Is there a wormhole with some sort of unstoppable causality loop that's just taking place endlessly, in which Colin gets shot in a carjacking that I told him about to warn him about so he wouldn't do it, but he just keeps dying over and over again because I keep warning him that he's going to do it at that specific time? Like,
I'm really surprised they haven't made a movie about this. And you know what? The way
That
that
is
art
a
imitates
shocker.
art, there's going to be a movie and then a book right after we talk about this.
Absolutely,
Fact of life.
Absolutely. I hope it stars someone really, really who will do the role justice.
Oh yeah, not someone.
Tom Hanks.
Oh, Tom Hanks.
Tom
would be the
Hanks.
best. Have you seen his Instagram account?
I have not. Is it good?
Oh my goodness, it's the best.
Really?
Check out Tom Hanks, and he also, signatures everything Hanks, Hanx.
Hanx. That is catchy.
It's.
I bet precognitive, they couldn't have seen that one coming.
If favorite celebrity, real talk, folks, favorite celebrity Instagram, Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
He literally has the best Instagram you will ever see. It's
I don't know
just
if
photos of shit he finds on the ground, and it's really good.
I don't know if I'd ever.
It's
wow.
really fucking good.
There are a lot of pictures of things on the ground. Folks, search Tom Hanks on Instagram. I don't know if you know how to use Instagram, but if you click the little search, the little spyglass thing up at the top, it says search, and you press that, and you just type in there, Tom. Oh, hold on, I messed it up. Tom Hanks, and then he's right there. He's got a little check mark, so you know he's real,
verified.
And my God, and it says people that I'm friends with on Instagram are following him.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. I don't want my friends to know I'm following Tom Hanks, but
yeah.
wow, I would say 97% of his pictures on here are just of things on the ground.
And it's mostly
a lot of gloves,
mostly gloves.
A lot of gloves here. There's a tie on some sand
with some very clever captions.
Yeah, Tom Hanks. You know what? You win.
Best celebrity Instagram.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really.
Absolutely. I just followed him.
You just got another follower.
Yep. Fantastic. Good job, Tom Hanks. I know you're listening. So, anyways.
Anyway, so
do you folks see what happens when you allow for precognition to be a factor that we base decisions off of? It's irresponsible and it's fatalistic, honestly. And it probably will cause all sorts of crazy time loops that we can't understand as three-dimensional beings.
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe in the 5th or 6th.
You know what? Let's not even get it. There's a whole
mean,
wing of the bunker devoted to that.
We'll get there one day.
One day.
So that's about it this week. We wanna touch in on the breaking news of, Russia.
Russia, yeah, really briefly before we're finished up here.
Before we wrap up, Russia is now banned from the 2018
Banned, folks.
Winter Olympics.
Blammo, they are finished.
And deservedly so.
Absolutely, you know,
A bunch of fucking cheaters.
absolutely. You know, only 12% of their athletes were not doping.
Yeah.
12%.
12%.
That's a Russian Geico deal right there.
Yes, it is. So, I mean, and it makes so much sense. Folks, that is the reason that they rigged the U.S. election.
The reason.
They wanted to get this story off so they could still compete in the 2018 Olympics.
Folks, that is a fact among facts.
And now we're left with Supreme Leader Trump.
Trump, yes. You know, and thank God for that.
Yes.
It totally backfired on Putin's tiny penis.
Of course it did. I mean, it's a fucking Russian penis.
Absolutely.
It's
You know,
12% the size of an American penis.
Geico Russian Geico deal.
Geico Russian penis.
Absolutely. Colin.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, fuck.
Anyways.
I think this is about the, we're going to get back into the full details of this scandal from Russia.
Absolutely.
Coming in next week. I mean, aside from just, the overcompensation, which is pretty much the main story.
It's blatant,
we
but,
might need-
you know,
I don't know
yeah.
how much more we need to go in. If it just turns into like dick swinging, then yeah, maybe we won't. But we'll see. I'll probably have to go to Moscow this weekend. Let's see.
Man, that's going to be a long... You know what? That'll help you get your mind off things. Stay out of the gambling dens. Stay alcohol.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll probably make my way out there if I'll have some time on Tuesday, I suppose. We can't go drinking again. So.
That's fine.
That's probably better.
We got all the week afterwards. Yeah, it's Christmas week.
Oh,
Now, see, Colin, you know, I guess maybe I shouldn't do this on the air, but you know, if you need somewhere to stay in the middle of all this,
no. I mean,
you know, it's not even putting me out at all. I have entire wings of the bunker that I just don't use for anything.
But if
you
I
could
don't
have a whole wing to yourself,
I don't want the drones to catch on that I'm not actually at home.
You know what? That's... Yeah, well, you know, we'll figure out some logistics. I'm just saying, if you need a home base, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, I know.
The whole family would love to have you here.
I would. Might need it. It's getting rough. It's getting real rough out there for a bit. Oh, anyway, all right, folks.
So,
that's been episode 3.
yep, we will see you next week here for your weekly dose of truth. We've got a number of developing stories, as you all know, if you've listened this far in. And I'll tell you what, it's I'm excited for next week. I don't know about you, Colin.
I am so excited.
We have so much to do, so much to cover, so much investigation to do. I really love the investigation. You know, it's not always easy, but we're uncovering some shit, Colin. We're uncovering some shit.
You might have to get out there in your field yourself. It's gonna be.
You know what?
Be like the old days.
I am ready. You know what? I spent all last week in the bunker, and you know what? I love this place. This is my happy place. I feel zen here.
Understandable.
You know, the feng shui
studio.
Yeah. Put a lot of work into it, but you know, I like to go out in the world sometimes. You know, dodging drones, and you know,
they're not even gonna know where to find you. You get to get on top of this Satanist shopping without me.
Absolutely, I'm gonna have boots on the ground, Colin. I am so excited. I'm gonna infiltrate some Satanist cults. I mean, that probably won't happen in a week, but you know what? I'll put some tendrils out. You know, I might have a few buddies. I have a buddy, you know, up in the Washington region who's he's actually somewhat of a Satanist expert, and I'll see if I can get a hold of him.
Nice. Well, and on that note, I mean, I think we have 5 or 6 people itching to like to get out and like help us with spreading the truth.
Absolutely, we have a whole lineup of people who are begging us to get on here.
So I think next week we could very easily have a guest.
Yeah, I don't want to make any promises. You know, everything gets real busy, and you know, there's a lot of background checking that we have to do before we let anybody into the bunker.
We might have to record outside of the bunker.
Yeah,
or at least their part.
Or you know, we could do a Skype call. We can figure out the logistics while we're not on the air. You know,
correct.
But
regardless, it's
got
gonna
some
be
exciting stuff for next week.
a lot of stuff lined up for this coming for the rest of the season. Really,
Yeah, really. Make sure to tune in next week and make sure to watch Twitter. Check for those polls. We really value your input, and we're having a lot of fun discussing the results.
Keep up on the polls. And if you are on the iTunes, go ahead and rate and review us, The Revere Report.
Yes, please.
Go to our Twitter at The Revere Report.
Instagram,
The Revere Report.
we're getting some memes on there.
If you want to shoot us some personal one-on-one questions, maybe you just want to chat with us.
We're friendly guys.
Very
We don't
good.
bite.
The Revere Report at gmail.com.
At Gmail.
And the subreddit coming soon.
Yep.
We got to jump through, the political fucking game of Reddit.
You know what?
It's really just fucking
Yeah.
propaganda, socialist fucking media. But we're going to jump in there because it's good discussion boards. And
It's
we
a
can
good
get lot of-
network, to really get involved in.
and we can get a lot of you guys that you haven't jumped past out of the matrix yet. So you'll get there, and we want to pick up as many of you guys as possible when the war comes.
Absolutely.
So tune in to your favorite wherever you get your media. Google the Revere Report, and we are there.
Yes, we are absolutely there. So until next week, folks,
Please take care of yourself.
and as always, stay vigilant.
This has been a Sedgwick and Manfield production.